Hello friends, welcome you all to Polity Simplified series. Today we are going to study article number 62. What is subject matter of article number 62? A very interesting subject. It talks about time of holding election to fill vacancy in the office of president. So whenever there is a vacancy, what is the time for holding election? And second, the term of office of the president elected to fill casual vacancy. So first, it talks about vacancy of president after expiration of 5-year term. As we all know, what is the term of president? President holds office for a term of 5 years. So first thing talks about when we must conduct election after 5 years time or term of president is completed. And second thing, it also talks about when election must be held for president's post if there is casual vacancy due to birth, due to death, due to resignation, or due to any such reason that the office is being vacant. What is the basic reason? Let's go into it. It is very interesting. See, an election to fill a vacancy, caused by the expiration of the term. What is the term of President of India? Term of President of India is 5 years. So caused by expiration of the term of office of the President shall be completed. Now the line is important. Before the expiration of the term. So if the term of president is 5 years, so election for the new president shall be held before the completion of the term. Generally, we read it in a very hurriedly and we forget what is being given and we start searching the points or we start thinking, giving logic and analysis in the examination. Or don't do this. Read it very, very carefully. So the election to fill vacancy of the presidential post will held before the completion of his or her term of 5 years. Before the completion of his or her term of 5 years. First point. We will go for second point. What it says, very interesting. Listen very carefully. An election to fill a vacancy in the office of the president occurring by a reason of, what could be reasons? By reason of death, resignation or removal or otherwise. So we are talking about casual vacancy due to any other reason than completion of the term. Death, resignation or removal or otherwise shall be held as soon as possible. So no time frame. It must be held as soon as possible after and in no case later than 6 months. So minimum time limit is 6 months. Sorry, maximum time limit is 6 months. There is no minimum time limit. So the day on which president's post becomes vacant due to death, resignation or removal, from that date onwards, you must take election to the office of president within 6 months. So what is maximum time period? It is within 6 months of the vacancy of the office. 6 months from the date of occurrence of the vacancy and the person elected to fill the vacancy shall, subject to provisions of Article 56, be entitled to hold office for the full term of the 5 years from the date on which he enters upon the office. So once a president or a new elect president fills the office, he will continue in the office for a full term of 5 years. Remember, he will continue in the office for how many days? For complete 5 years. So again, I will recap of Article 62. Article 62 talks about first filling the vacancy of presidential office. It talks about two things. One, vacancy in the presidential office after completion of term. Second, casual vacancy due to death, resignation or removal. So you must take election to the office of president before completion of term of 5 years in case of normal vacancy. And in case of casual vacancy, you must take election within 6 months from the date on which that vacancy occurred. And most importantly, the person who comes to that office after vacancy will continue for how many time period? For complete term of 5 years. Then comes question, what about those 6 months who will continue in the office in that time period of 6 months? So from the date of vacancy till new president comes to the office, it is Chief Justice of India who will continue in the office, or any other person or any senior most judge of Supreme Court of India will continue in the office until and unless new president comes to the office. Thank you.